Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.
Appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? I'm Ryan. This is another episode of the Flock Rundown. The NFL schedule is out. The Ravens schedule is out. We know all the opponents, all the dates, the times. I haven't even looked at it yet. I pulled it up on my phone, and we're going to go through it together. I know you guys are already looking at it too. I just want to go through week by week, talk about which games stand out, and just do like a win-loss prediction and see what our record kind of ends up being. Week 1, Houston Texans, 1 p.m. home game. I love that. I love that because the Texans are a young, rebuilding type team. I know they've had a crazy good draft with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, but they're a very young team. We have a home opener, 1 o'clock, against a young team. I feel like that's the perfect way for us to just get rolling. I'm giving us a win for sure. Week 2, on the road versus Cincinnati, 1 o'clock. That's a tough game. So we're getting a division game right away. Week 2, probably our toughest division opponent on the road. I do like that we're playing them early. Knock on wood, but health should not be a huge issue in week 2 as long as everything in training camp goes well. On the road, that's a tough game, though. That is a tough game. I respect the North teams, and I respect those matchups and how difficult they are. I want to give them a win. I do, because we're healthy. Yeah, man, screw it. We're getting a win. Week 2 in Cincinnati on the road. I'm giving them a dub. We're starting out 2-0. I just really think that's going to be a tough game. Like, no joke, that's going to be a really tough game. I just feel like our offense does not have a lot of tape yet. There could be a chance that we're still kind of catching a groove and not clicking fully yet. That is a possibility. But just after the playoff game, how close we had them in Cincinnati in the playoffs without Lamar, without all these weapons, without this new offensive coordinator. I feel like what we got on offense is going to be very new to them. They lost both of their starting safeties. The Bengals lost both of their star safeties. Yeah, we're starting out 2-0. All right, week 3, home game, 1 o'clock against the Colts. Another winnable matchup. Colts have Anthony Richardson they just drafted. I don't know what we're going to see from him. I don't even know if he's going to start. I think they also have Nick Foles on their roster and Gardner Minshew. But that should be a game that we should definitely win. We should definitely win. I promise we're not going to go undefeated. I'm not going to predict that we go undefeated. But I do have us beating the Colts. Week 3 at home, 1 o'clock. All right, week 4 on the road again, another divisional opponent, the Browns. It's another sneaky one. That's a sneaky one. We're getting a lot of division games early here. I think the Browns are going to be a lot better this year than last year. I think Watson's going to play a lot better after having that warm-up second half of the year kind of, which is what I'm considering last year. I think he's going to do well, and they're a tough team. They do have a good roster. I'm going to give us a loss there. I think it's a tight loss. I think after starting out 3-0, we look a little flat, and I'm going to give us a loss there, mainly because it's a division game on the road, and it just would blow my mind if we went 6-0 in the division. So I got to give them a loss somewhere. And after beating the Bengals on the road in week 2, I feel like we're due for a loss here. So I'm going to give us a loss. Week 4 against the Browns. We'll be 3-1 to start the year. Week 5, Pittsburgh on the road again. Man, these division games. Playing all of our division games on the road in the first 5 weeks. It's insane. Whew. I feel like we definitely can beat Pittsburgh, but they play us so tough all the time. I'm going with a loss again, unfortunately. I'm sorry. It's just a tough start. That's a tough start with all these division games on the road. I just think that it's just an absolute dogfight in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a low-scoring, very tough game. Lamar historically doesn't play the Steelers very well, and that's not to say that won't continue. I know we're going to have a completely new offense, so these are obviously all just opinions, you know what I mean? We easily could win that game. But I'm going to give us another loss. Week 5 on the road in Pittsburgh, back-to-back division games. Well, 3 out of the first 5 weeks are road division games. Wow. That is a tough start. So, yeah, I got to start in 3-2. Next week, week 6 in London against the Titans. We all know what happened in London last time we went there against the Jaguars. We completely laid an egg. That's a game I try to forget about. I woke up, I was so pumped to watch football that early, watch my team that early, and it was miserable against a team that was not even very good at that point. But I have us beating the Titans. Week 6, we are winning. We just lost. If this goes according to plan, we just lost the last 2 weeks division games. We're going to London. We're not going to let what happened last time we went to London happen again. The Titans do not have a great team, in my opinion, anymore. They have a question mark at quarterback. Is it going to be Tannehill? Is it going to be Will Levis, Malik Willis? I don't love their receiving weapons. Is Henry even going to be there? They are well coached. They fight. That team fights. There's obviously a big rivalry kind of the last few years with the Titans. So I'm not expecting us to blow them out, but I do expect a win there. Yeah. So we're starting 4-2 through week 6. Not bad at all. Week 7, home game against Detroit. The Lions are going to be better than a lot of people think, or maybe people aren't thinking that anymore after last year, but their offense is explosive. Jared Goff can sling it a little bit. They got a lot of weapons. They just drafted Gibbs, the running back, who's like a receiving back. But I got us beating the Lions. I feel like they're going to put up some points, though. I think that game's going to be close at home. We're coming off that London trip, which is actually, I didn't think about it, but we are coming off that London trip. We do not get a bye right after the London trip. So tough turnaround there against an explosive team in Detroit, but I do think we pull that out. 5-2 to start the year. Week 8, Arizona Cardinals on the road, 4:25 game. We're beating the Cardinals, man. I just saw their Twitter account post some BS about Lamar and running back. I know these social media accounts for all these teams, whoever these college interns are, whoever's running it's trying to get a lot of clicks. And they are. They're getting the fan base fired up. If you've been on Twitter at all, you've probably seen the Chargers Pop-Tart, Old Bay, and then the Cardinals put up like Lamar with Lil Wayne running back song on the aux playing. We know he ain't no damn running back, and he's going to light their ass up. So, week 8, W. And we're playing Hollywood Brown, who wanted to leave, who couldn't wait for us to get a better offensive coordinator that fits his style. He wanted out so bad. Now we got way more weapons, and we don't even need him, to be honest with you. I respect Hollywood's game. He was a Raven. I loved him when he was a Raven. Don't love the way he went out. Yeah, we're beating Arizona. So 6-2 through week 8. Week 9, Seattle at home, 1:00 game. Seattle's a tough team as well. But I think we win. They got to travel to us. They're going all the way across the country. Seattle to Baltimore is not a short trip. 1:00 game, which is like 10 a.m. their time. So they're Their body clocks might be a little off. It usually benefits the home team. So Seattle, week 9, it's a win. That's a win. We're 7-2. Extremely good record at this point. I'd be super pumped if this was the record. Week 10, Browns again, at home, 1 o'clock game. Since I said we're losing in Cleveland in week 4, I got us winning at home. I don't think we get swept by anyone in our division. I think we probably split with maybe all the teams in our division. So I'll give us a win against the Browns week 10, 1 o'clock at home. That has us at 8-2. Man, and then we got the Bengals Thursday night primetime game at home. These back-to-back division games are kind of crazy. I had us beating Cincinnati in week 2 at their house. So I'm going to go with us losing this game, even though it's in Baltimore primetime. Yeah, I think we just lose a tight game. These obviously could be flip-flopped. And anything could happen, you know what I mean? I'm not the guru. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm just a fan going through these games. So we were 8-2 through week 10. I got us losing to Cincinnati. We'll be 8-3 through week 11. And then week 12, Chargers primetime game in LA, Sunday Night Football. My goodness. That's a great game. The Chargers are a team that always comes in with a ton of expectations. I love their roster, but they always seem to fall flat and fall short of expectations. At home for them, it's a far trip for us. We've already been traveling a lot. We just had 2 back-to-back division games. I got us losing to the Chargers in LA, Sunday night primetime, week 12. Yeah, I'm going to go with a loss there. So that has us at 8-4 through week 12. Week 13, we have a bye. So really late bye week this year. That's interesting. I like it if we're healthy, you know. If we don't get beat up earlier in the year and have a bunch of injuries, then a later bye week is a nice week off before you make that run towards the Super Bowl. But that's only if we stay healthy. If we have a bunch of injuries in the first couple weeks, and then we have to play most of the season without those guys because we don't get that extra week, then week 13 is probably too late. I don't remember us having a week 13 bye. That's really late. So I got us going 8-4 through week 12. Then we have a week 13 bye. Week 14, home game, 1 o'clock against the Rams. That's a win. The Rams shot their roster in the foot. They went all in for their Super Bowl. They got it. Congrats to them. But I don't think they're going to be very competitive this year. They got a couple good guys that are older. They might be kind of banged up by then. Who knows what their record's going to be by then. Week 14 in Baltimore, coming off of a bye. That's a slam dunk win, in my opinion. We're definitely beating the Rams. So 9-4 through week 14. Week 15, Sunday Night Football against the Jacksonville Jaguars on the road. That's a tough game. That is a tough game. Man, they got a good offense. They beat us last year. I think we beat them, though. I'm getting like Tampa Bay vibes from last year, primetime game, for some reason. I think we play well in Florida. I think Lamar likes playing there. Besides the Miami game a couple years ago, it was a fluke. But week 15 against Jacksonville, Sunday Night Football. Tough game in December. But I'm going with a win. Gets us to 10-4. And then week 16, my goodness, on the road again against the Niners, Christmas night. Wow. Okay, talk about games standing out. That's back-to-back primetime games, and we're playing Christmas night in San Francisco. Ooh, I got us losing that one. Unfortunately. That's going to be a hell of a game, though. Out of a lot of the games that I mentioned already, I mean, just playing on Christmas already is huge. That one stands out. I'm circling that one big time, man. And the Niners are just a really good team. Yeah, I got us losing that one. Barely, though. I think it's a great game on Christmas night. I'm excited for that one. I'm really excited for that one. Wow, yeah. So that is 10-5 through week 16 that I have us going. Week 17, home game against Miami, 1 o'clock. My best friend's a Miami fan. We've been going to a lot of the games, so I'm going to be at that one for sure. New Year's Eve, week 17 against Miami, 1 o'clock. That's a dub. I got us beating Miami. Tough. That's going to be a tough game, though, but it's going to be cold. I don't think the Dolphins play quite as well in the cold. Who knows if Tua's going to stand up this year? That's really late in the year. I mean, at this point, who knows what any healthy roster looks like? You know, we don't know what any of these rosters are going to look like. But week 17, Miami, 1 o'clock. I got us winning that one. That gets us to 11-5. At this point, probably in the playoffs, probably neck and neck with the Bengals, I would guess. Fighting for a division win. And then we ended off week 18, Pittsburgh. Time is to be determined. So we have a bunch of division games early, and then we don't really have a lot. I think we beat Pittsburgh. I had us losing to them at Pittsburgh. This is a home game to end the season. I think we beat Pittsburgh. That gets us to 12-5. I mean, that's an incredible record. I think 13 wins is probably like the ceiling. This is not an easy schedule. So 12-5 is just my rough prediction from running through this live with you guys for the first time. 12-5 is what we're going with. I'd be super happy with that. I think that would win the division. I think that'd be a 2 or 3 seed in the AFC. I think our floor, if healthy, is 10 wins, though. 9 at the absolute worst case scenario. And I think our ceiling is probably 13 wins. And then just roughly going through this schedule, I got us winning 12. Some games that stand out and just some points before I get out of here. And I know I mentioned this earlier, but we play the entire division on the road within the first 5 weeks. That's crazy. That stands out. Week 6 in London, I think, is one to circle. Thursday night at home against the Bengals. That's gonna be a great game. We had a home primetime game against them last year that we won. I love that game. Week 12, Sunday Night Football in LA. That's gonna be crazy. The Niners game. That's probably the one that sticks out to me the most in this entire schedule. Is we're playing Christmas night, Monday Night Football, Christmas night against the Niners. On the road. Can't wait. Can't wait. Leave some thoughts below on what you think our record's going to be, and then also a game or two that really jumps out at you. I'm sure a lot of you are going to say the Niners Christmas Monday Night Football because that's just insane. I really appreciate you guys tuning in so early. We're only 5 videos in. This is my first week starting this channel. I'm going to be super active all off season leading up into the season. Can't wait for the season. Can't wait to chop it up with you guys. And yeah, 12-5 is my prediction for this year. I think we'll be the 2 or 3 seed, win the division, barely, probably win it by 1 game. 12-5 record. If we stay healthy, I truly believe we got an incredible shot to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm so excited for this season. I'm always excited for every season, but man, after the offseason we had, after signing Lamar and getting all these weapons and a new offensive coordinator, knowing that the majority of this defense is coming back, bright days are ahead. Bright days are ahead. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Ryan. This is the Flock Rundown. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you next time.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.